Hello, folks. Today, we have a Link to the Past Randomizer daily race here on Speed Gaming 3. We are playing with the Speed Gaming Live 2021 flag set. This is actually a modified casual boot setting. So what that entails is we have all 4 swords that are in the pool, but we can only get we only are able to wield 3 of them. The remaining one is a green 20. We have a fighter shield. All shields are placed in. But we only can wield the fighter shield. The rest of them are 5 rupees. The armor, we have a blue mail as our armor, but we also get the other mail is 5 rupees. We have 4 bottles in the pool, but there's only 2 that we can have at a time, and these bottles are always empty. And we are going back to version 30 bows, so the bow and silver arrows are separate from each other. There is no half magic, except it gets replaced with a small magic decanter. And there is 2 boss hearts in the pool with 32 heart pieces placed, which makes up 14. So basically, this is hard item pool, but it's modified so it's not like horrible.
Yeah, it's not impossible.
Yeah, I'm Professor Render, and that was Master Gaming. That just joined in.
How's it going?
We have Valentin here, Radical Sniper 99, GFE, and Hydra Power. These 4 are amongst 27 other runners within this daily here. It's a nice little 2 p.m. session, and we have Artero doing 4 players on the stream. I wish you the best of luck.
I'm actually really excited for this because I've been just waiting all day for this race to happen.
Yeah, it's the modified. We've been doing these modified casual boots seeds for the past couple of weeks now because we are in preparation for the upcoming Speed Gaming Live event that's happening somewhere in October.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's October, November. I forget the date. Yeah, I think this flag set is actually one of is honestly a lot better than than the hard item pool that was in the main tournament, because it's a more friendlier towards newer runners compared to a slightly more friendlier towards new runners. There is still that issue with there is the heart piece thing that might throw people off. But it's a nice little intro to hard item pool without being hard item pool.
Mm-hmm. Wait, real quick. Is this a standard seed or open seed?
This is a standard seed.
Okay.
Casual usually refers to a standard with a short sword.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the boots. And the boots part in casual boots is that we start with boots on our feet, and the remaining and the boot what the boots would normally be is a green 20. Or we take the boots out, we put it in our inventory, and we put in a green 20 in there that is not affected by logic.
Okay.
So we're just waiting on one other person to join in here to get readied up amongst the 27 runners as well. I'm hoping you're having a nice Labor Day for those who are celebrating it.
Mine is going pretty good so far. It's just been a casual day.
Yeah, after this, I'm probably gonna go outside and just take a walk. Need to get those miles in. Play some, maybe do some Pokemon Go. I've been getting back into it recently.
Not gonna lie, same. Like me and my cousin, we have been playing it just so much.
Yeah, it's one of those games where it's off and on when you do it, and with the fact that the 8 miles are back as opposed to what the original 4, which got so much backlash from it, I think it's more reasonable just to read the plate again and get some of the newer pokes that was on there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should be ready pretty soon. The gate just dropped, and that's what you're waiting for is to catch up here on the restream. And here we go.
And we're starting.
Our uncle is going to go ahead and watch the Moth tutorial, just trying to figure out how to best to deal with Moth, because Moth is an annoying fight. We get 3 bombs from Link's house to start us off here. And
Have that red pendant in...
That was desert, yeah.
Yeah, desert. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought for a second.
Yeah, and there was 5 6s on Eastern and Hera, from what I can tell.
That's 300.
So we have a nice red light world here, because that was also the red pendant that we picked up, and there's a hammer to start start us off. And nice early weapon. Does tempered sword damage. Nice little glimpse as to the power of that tempered sword. So yeah, we're gonna go through the escape here. This is a pretty standard one, and with the fact that we're playing with casual boots here, this is really quick. We get an early book, which is nice. I mean, I like the early book, mostly because I can read the ped as soon as I get into the Lost Woods.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I prefer. That's what I tend to do when I have that book. And there's also, you can go in the desert as well, but with no when you have a fire, once you have a fire source, of course.
Yeah. We're gonna get just a bottle in that chest.
And that's the first of 2 bottles that we have found. And like I mentioned earlier, those bottles are always going to spawn empty, so there won't be any blues to save them early. They're going to have to fill them up themselves, or find a nice find from the fairies, the waterfall fairy or the pyramid fairy.
So that means no bees in bottles? Dang it!
There's still the chance of a bee in a bottle to pop up from the waterfall fairy. If it's a good bee, then we could turn it into the bottle vendor. But since there's no since they always spawn empty, you won't get the luxury of having to pay for get the bottle vendor item for free. So there's a nice deadlock heat between GFE, Hydra, and Rowlin. Radical's a little behind, looking like there's a bit of trouble that was brewing from the fight. I think that was the fight from the Ball and Chain Guard.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get our standard light cone, our standard sewer light cone here. This light cone you can only get this light cone in sewers and in standards to make sure players can still get through even without a lamp. It is a hard coded thing, and there's a misconception that you lose the cone once you get out. It's true for you don't have the light cone for every other dark room. What's up?
Get a 20 in the chest. I did not see that actually, but anyway, we see our runners making a quick way to get out of here, and they're just Wait, so we have a 20, the Master Sword, and another 20. So that's actually a really good fight so far. We got the hammer early, the book early, and one of our 2 bottles. So it's gonna really come in handy probably later in the run.
Yes, and so this will also we also know that the map is in the sanctuary chest, and let's see if if some of them do know that there's that map in the chest. It's common some people will forget that's the thing. GFA actually looking at his menu to confirm that. Yeah, that's 3 of 4, 3 for 3 right now. Recognizing that there's a map in that chest.
Let's see if Radical.
Okay, must not have picked up on that. So, it's still 3 for 4 ain't bad. And yeah, it's common to not know. It's common to if you haven't kept track of your items. It is common to forget that there's a map in the chest when you have everything all packed. Everything all picked up from escape. There's bombs in Bonk Rocks. There's a 10-pack that was on the mushroom spot, and a piece of heart, 1 of 32. To answer a question in chat from Oasis, not necessarily. It could still be required. It could still be required for getting into the Dark World, but not for the item. And looks like Hydropower is actually hightailing over to the pedestal. That's actually now. This is the play that I personally like to make. Get the pet information as quickly as possible, and just 3 bombs. So, and that's a good thing too. If you get the information early and you find out it's nothing, then you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the game. And if it is something, then you might be a little skeptical as to whether or not to do this. Oh, and this is the play.
There was a bottle or the second bottle and the glove and I cannot think of the name for the check, but yeah.
That's both of our bottles, and it looks like Hydra, I think GFV as well, went and actually went from right to left. This is a play that this is a route that I actually figured out on my own. There's the small magic decanter in the chest. So that would have been the half magic if we weren't playing with the modified Kaz boots. So the glove and another bottle is actually really nice because we have found both of our bottles. To answer the question about as to when the SGL qualifiers start, I don't have that information on hand. I'm not in the. I'll admit I'm not in the SGL Discord servers. I don't even know when those start times are. But I want to say it. I'll kind of echo what Oasis is saying. I want to say it's soon.
I'm thinking maybe October. Maybe
somewhere in October, maybe somewhere in October, because SGL just doesn't start till like around November.
Yeah.
Because there actually already is some happenings going on within SGL qualifiers. Because at the moment there's currently the Wind Waker Rando SGL qualifiers with the spoiler log on there. September 16th, 2021. These are subject to tames. There's 15 qualifiers over the span of 3 weeks. So it is very soon.
Wow. And the mirror on May's game.
Yeah, that's a That's a nice find. I think
Yeah, this is
Rowland. Go ahead.
this is a very like good early find that we have. Like,
We can hightail it over to the mountain out of logic, but we can do that. But since it's so early, we're gonna do staff sort checks first and foremost. And using that mirror to good effect here, deleting the blocks. If you spam the mirror while pushing a block, it'll just delete itself. I don't know the technical reasoning behind that, but it is something that is behavior from the Japanese 1.0 version of the game.
yeah, I learned that trick actually from Andy, a big randomizer speedrunner. He actually showed his chat that one day, and I was in it, and that saved a bunch of time from a randomizer that I was doing. It was like my second randomizer, I think, and it saved a lot of time for me.
Yeah, it helps. It definitely isn't. It definitely helps save time over the course of a seed. Um, it may not be like save like tons of seconds like it is with Icebreaker, but like that 1 second does, like, those seconds actually really matter when it comes to a speed run. So you can any time save you could find, you just go ahead and utilize it. Found looks like we also found a hook shot that was from off of the mini Moldorm cave.
I'm gonna make a wild guess and say I think that Ice Cave might have I think either the flute or the bow for items.
Flippers.
Flippers.
It's close, but it's blue. But it is close. Flippers ain't bad though. Like it's good. We can go over to Zora right away. So we're seeing some water walks. We see a water walk from Rel and Tank here. If you were to dash along the edge of a pit, not like super close to a pit, it's pretty lenient. But you earn what's called pit state, and I don't really have a good technical explanation as to why some of the things that you can do with pit state, but one of the things you can do is walk on the water. Case in point.
Yeah.
Now, if you have the flippers, when you go into shallow water, you will lose that state. So, if you don't have the flippers as well, then you can just dash through the shallow water without any issues. So, we're gonna go ahead and see what that bottle gives us. It is a B, like I mentioned. So I was kind of alluding to this originally, and it is a good B as well. So we can turn that into the bottle vendor to get 100 rupees.
Probably going over to the fish. This is probably the worst part in the randomizer, in my opinion. That's not that bad.
Yeah, we get a 3 hundo. We lose 200 rupees from that, but it is still a nice but it's not a bad loss of rupees.
I mostly get like just like a green rupee, a red rupee, blue rupee. I think that like the best that I've got was male, think it was blue mail. So
GFE using the mirror to get through to get to the front of the sanctuary quickly. And it's a nice little thing that not a lot of people do know about, but it does save some time. And Radical Sniper is heading into is heading up the mountain along with Rowland Tankier and Hydropower. Um, GFE picked up a flute. I didn't see where that was at.
yeah, I just missed that entirely. Can we have some confirmation on that?
Our tracker saying it was in Desert Palace.
Okay. Thank you.
That is actually our logical access up to the mountain. There is still that one item that is lamp locked, which is the old man, but that's like not a big deal anyway. It's just bombs, and plus we can like a ton of the runners know how to do. A lot of runners know how to do that dark room with the old man cave anyway, so it's like not even an issue.
I think that like one time I tried to do Aga 1 without the lantern, and I spent I think 1 hour and I had probably about 20 deaths. It was horrible.
We're seeing the ether tablets coming up from Rowland Tankier, just 20 rupees, and I also got a map check. I didn't see what it was though. Hopefully our tracker has got the information out, and it looks like from our tracker we did see green pendant. It was on Ice Palace. Gold Woods is a pendant. And welcome on in, Speed Gaming Prime with a party of 159. We are playing. This is a Link to the Past daily race. We're playing with the with Link to the Past randomizer Speed Gaming Live 2021 flag set. It is a modified casual boots. It is casual boots with a modified hard pull. So we have to give a kind of a redacted amount summary. Here we only have 2 bottles. We have 3 swords. We only have 1 shield. Our bows are non-progressive, so the bow and silvers are separate. We have no half magic. There is a small magic decanter that was picked up in the Lost Well, or in the Lost Well, the Kakariko Well, and then there's 32 heart pieces in total and 2 boss hearts. And we only have blue mail. We have Rowland Tankier, Radical Sniper 99, GFV, and Hydropower on our restream here, as Rowland Tankier has struck first blood, killing Moldorm. And we also got a tempered sword out of this too, from Hera, from looks like. So we're already up to our 3 swords, which is nice.
I wonder what Rollin. Oh yeah, we don't have the Moon Pearl. I thought that we got it, but I was wrong on that.
No. We're still looking for that Moon Pearl. We are Moon Pearl away from Dark World access. Check it. Rowland was checking Spiral Cave, only 20 rupees. little bit low on health, but it should be okay because we got past the hard part, and we could just mirror over using our mirror deletion. Hydropower is activating the flute. Similar routing throughout most of our runners here, just going through with that play to up the mountain here. Shovel
There's the
in.
shovel.
Go ahead.
You got the shovel. I think that was 3. And rupees. Okay. So he found the shovel, 3 heart pieces, I think, and a red rupee.
Yeah,
I mean, the shovel's pretty good because you got that 1 dig spot, but
yeah, it's early in the game it's so early in the game that you can get away with using the shovel here. It's not until it's only if you're in like the late game or early or mid game that the shovel becomes a little bit of a concern. Relon actually thought we had the Moon Pearl, but it's not. But there is our Moon Pearl right away. So had the right idea. I guess going down there was kind of like I don't know, like a little enchantment or something. I don't know.
I never knew that you could dash with the shovel because I knew that you could with the hammer, but I didn't know about the shovel.
Yeah, it is an item dash. If you press Y and A at the same time, but depending on what item you have, different effects will happen. More commonly, you use it with the hammer to get through the hammer pegs faster. We're seeing Hype Cave here. GFA picking up the Tempered Sword that was from Hera. We get our mitts.
Oh.
Okay.
That is not a bad find, honestly.
Yeah, not a bad Hype Cave, honestly, with that mitts. We have we have stuff to do. And Rallen Tankira is just gonna go straight into Swamp. This makes sense. You have all the stuff to do Swamp.
And then GFE now completing. And then now defeating Moldorm and got this crystal.
So, yeah, I totally agree with going into the Swamp here. This is since you already have your stuff. You have all the stuff you can go into Swamp for so early in the game. It's better just to go ahead and just do this now. It's 6 items, and like those 6 items are like it is a very dense normal dungeon. It's the densest of the crystal dungeons. I say densest of the crystal dungeons because Ganon's Tower is the most dense dungeon in the entire game. Hydropower heading over to Hype Cave to get the mitts, while GFE is en route to get the shuttle for that Moon Pearl. There's GFE's shovel, and Rallen Tankira is going to go straight to fight Argus. doing some diver down here with the bomb. There's our big key. Now, for this route that Rowland Tank here is doing, this actually helps. And actually, we're seeing hydropower going into Myra's shed here. Interesting call to make. When you have swamp available to you, just chasing down those mitts. I'm wondering if Artero did see what the Meyer medallion was, because I was looking away from it.
Yeah, me too.
Checkerboard Cave, just 20 rupees. And we're going to see an Argus fight from Rael and Tankir. Should be an easy fight. Oh, is Hydropower going to go... Oh, no, wait. There's no... We don't have ice yet because there's no Bombos or Fire Road. There's GFE's Mitts, as Rael and Tankir takes down Argus for a heart piece. That is the second crystal. As Radical Sniper heading to left side swamp to check what that is. Round Tank here, interestingly, not going to go and do left side swamp. Always probably going to go and check the Bombo's tablet on the way. Luckily, it's nothing really that important for Radicals for Rowland. It's just 20 rupees on both sides. There's our only blue mail, our only mail upgrade that we're gonna get, the blue mail. And Bombo's medallion from Hydropower, and Rowland heading to get that flute.
This seed so far has been pretty good. I'm honestly like, so far we've seen a couple good things early, or like this early in the seed.
Yeah, it's a very kind seed. I will say this: it is a very kind seed. There is that Desert Palace is required as well, since that flute, we have a Meyer as a crystal, so Rowland going to go ahead and getting that now makes a lot of sense to do. You're on the way after doing Bombo's tablet. I'm thinking Rowland is not going to be going back to get that big chest, because he did leave that alongside the left side swan, which luckily it wasn't anything. He does have the big key. If this bit chest has something, it'll be bad. Okay, it's just a compass. I guess Rowland had kind of determined, well, not determined, but it's still, there is a chance that it could just be nothing from both chests, and that could still rest on his mind. But at least there's nothing really to report on. So if Rowland stays at a swamp, it will actually help him. And looks like Artail had found out that Bombos is required from his Remire, so that Bombos is very much required.
Yeah.
And being so early too, it shouldn't be skipped at all. Hydra is making her way through Thieves Town as Radical Sniper finishes up the Argus fight to get his second crystal, tying it up with Rowland. Rowland is going to go ahead and check King's Tomb. It's just some bombs. And Radical Sniper going to go ahead and get the blue mail here. Probably, probably going to go ahead and go into desert just to get that flute because it's along the routes. Oh, okay. We're not going to see it then. Interesting. Rowland's going to activate the flute here. Now it makes me wonder when Radical Sniper will want to head into desert, because there is a flute waiting for him, and that is very much required. Radical Sniper going to go ahead and check K45 here. Around getting information about bombos. There is a bug net on K45. Gonna go ahead and pick it up. That bug net actually is going to be nice to have, considering there is no there's no contents in the bottles when you pick them up. And we already know the 2 bottles anyway. It was early in the game.
Yeah.
Here's our dig game from Radical Sniper. As Hydropower has the first crystal to his name, that was from Blind. It's going to go join Radical Sniper in this dig game here. Just 10 arrows. Quite a hefty dig, too. Now, for Sniper... Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and do the Smith Chain. Won't get the bombos until later, but Hydropower will actually go ahead and do the Smith Chain as well, but already has the bombos because Radical did not go into Village of Outcasts as early as Hydropower did. GFA is going to go ahead and get the blue mail.
Radical Sniper. We'll see what he gets for the Smith. Just a green rupee. Ouch.
Yeah, nothing else to really report on here. Hydra now heading to check the hair picks. Just another heart piece. And Rowan now heading into Thieves Town here. Radical getting the Bombos medallion, which he doesn't know yet. But if he goes in the Desert Palace to get the flute and then flutes over to Meyer, he does have that information. In fact, he can get into it, but can't clear up about a cane.
Did Hydra already go into Thieves Town?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I thought that it was either Radical or Hydra, but Radical is just now in Thieves Town, so yeah.
Yeah, Radical came from Swamp upwards. Did not go into Desert, but is making the trek. But Hydropower, on the contrary, decided to go and do just did not go into Swamp yet, and then go ahead and finish up going to Village of Outcasts here. Even though there wasn't anything in Swamp, if there's nothing in a swamp, there was there is some there is a crystal that so it has to clear regardless. The purple chest just having a piece of heart, and hydropower will also get the blue mail. That will be all blue mails picked up on this stream here. And since he already had a blue mail, so he already knows about the so he actually knew about the that is a blue rupee that he got. Was there another? I didn't see Hydra pick up another mail. What was that in? Thieves would. I think Artera would know about that.
I don't know.
Sure, it's from. I want to say it's from Thieves. If I
Wait,
it wasn't Thieves. Okay.
It wasn't. Okay.
So
thank you so much.
So Hydra already has the blue mail on hand, but he doesn't. But unknowing to him, that was the blue mail that everyone else got.
Yeah. Thieves Town, the checks in there so far are just pretty crappy.
Yeah,
mostly what we've seen in there is I think rupees and one heart piece. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot of thieves. You're here for the crystal, and that's it.
Yeah.
For Hydropower's case, it would be for the other male that we know of. It looks like Rallin. Okay, so Rallin got there was a cape that was on Blind that Radical Sniper's going to get, and later on GFE. That does open up Spike Cave. And even more so, we do have Dark Death Mountain available to us. And we also do have Bumper Ledge as well.
In Radical, just now completing Thieves Town and getting a cape and another crystal.
So that's 3 crystals already on the board. GFE is heading to the back of Thieves Town now to get that crystal and that cape.
Did they find the item that was in dig game?
Yeah, so it's just 10 arrows.
Yeah.
Hydropower and Reticle Sniper did that.
Okay. I know that Hydra did, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, Sniper joined up. Radical Sniper joined. What I think was the first one to get up for there, and then Hydropower joined up with them.
Yeah.
Speaking of Radical Sniper, we're seeing him going into Skull Woods here. Okay, so I think there wasn't anything on the front other than a small key. So there was just a small key. So we're going to the front now. There's a powder. Magic bag's open.
I wonder if Magic Bag is a gonna give us something good.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm curious, but actually, we're seeing the magic that play coming up right now for Rowland, because Rowland was already actually ended up going into the Skull Woods as well.
Oh yeah.
And I was focused on Radical Sniper here. It was only 100
Oh, just
rupees.
300. Okay.
Or
Yeah,
300 rather.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Rowan went to Skull Woods.
Yeah, actually, no, it was 100. It was 100, not a 300. Because if it was a 300, that rupee counter would still be going for a while.
Yeah.
I think in your next, I think you have to go to the mountain next. Like mountain's pretty dense.
Yeah.
And that is the silver arrows. So that cape proving to be useful here. Gains some much needed use. Gonna go ahead and get that silver arrow upgrade.
Silver arrows, but no bow.
Whoa, silvers with no bow.
I mean, I think that if we fight Ganon now, like we can just throw the arrows at him. It might work.
Yeah, just do it all Z1 style.
Hey Ganon!
Catch this! Just puts up an arrow into a Ganon. anyway, I think you go again. You gotta go. You go up the mountain next. That's what Round's doing right now. Alright, Dark Death Mountain time. We'll also get information about the Turtle Rock Medallion. And here's here's the best thing from that this quick swap has brought to us: the fact that you can just you can hook shot over and then just mirror the block, and you don't lose a whole lot of time switching to it. Quickswap has definitely made the game a lot more nicer. There's a lot of stuff that goes into quick swapping that makes menuing a lot more menuing. You actually, it's a lot slower. It's a 2-minute difference from what I've heard. It's Ether for Turtle Rock. So looking for an Ether medallion. We're not going into Turtle Rock just yet, and if we get it under the doorstep, then we still can't go into Turtle Rock, or because we have no cane. It's one of the 2 heart containers.
There's one of the many heart pieces, 2 of the many heart pieces left.
And a bow.
And a bow. There's our 1 bow. Rowland has yet to see where the silver arrows are, but it is along the routes. But it's kind of along the way. So I think Rowland did not even bother to go and check the bumper ledge along the way. So GFB pick up the silver arrows here. Was Silver's on bumper ledge, or
Silver's was on bumper ledge? Yes.
Okay.
So I feel like Rowland is actually gonna lose, is missing out on a nice silver find because I think he didn't see, he actually didn't even get it there. I didn't actually see it. Okay, so your next move has to be Pod Eastern after getting the bow here. There's our one and only.
Shield.
There's the one shield that we're ever gonna get because there's only one shield out of 3 that we were able to get. And yeah, we're going to see Pod Eastern here. This makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately for Radical Sniper, he hasn't gone up the mountain yet, so he doesn't have the ability to clear the dungeon, these 2 dungeons out. Because as far as Gomo's concerned, we're only looking for the rods. We're looking for rods, Cane, and Ether. We're Go -4 here, so I think for Radical, he might be looking. He's hoping the flute is here, which we know is in Pendant Desert. I would assume that, or the other bow, which again we know is in Hookshot Cave, which Rowland did. And Hydra, speaking of, heading into there, and there's Ether. Well, there you go. So there's Go -2, just Cane and rods left to go. That's actually a really nice spot for the Ether here. It's in a crystal dungeon, and it's gonna fall in your lap eventually. But as far as Radical Sniper's case is concerned, he's probably he doesn't have that information because he hasn't gone up the mountain yet to know if that's required. Radical Sniper doing a potion camera unlock to get through that room without a bow. It is out of logic for him.
See.
Okay, 3 keys here. We did have one that actually looked like that was 5, actually ended up being 5 keys out in the front. As far as from my count, or unless that's 4, and miscounting it. No, it was 4. It was 4. There's the number chest here. So that's big key chest. Okay, so it is 5 keys. We have 5 keys on the front. With the one item being there. I have seen 6 keys on the front in the past. Rarely does it happen, but I have seen it before. Frankly, it wasn't mine. Frankly, it wasn't from me. I actually watched one of my friends witness that for myself. Hydra getting the information about the Ether Medallion. There's Canessa Maria from Pod, but again, still looking, does not have that information. Does not have a good use for it because bow and flute are currentently out of the way. In the case of because in case of the bow, all Radical has to do is to stay equipped up to the mountain and then get the bow from the last chests of a Hookshot Cave, which is what GFE got, which is what GFE just did. And this actually just is really unfortunate for Radical. Kane picked up from round tank here. Now just looking for, it's just 2 rods away from go. This is out of logic. No, this is out of logic for Rowland. And also for Radical, but we'll do it anyway because these runners do know how to do these dark rooms. Now for Rowland, I think I would see him going into Mire. There's an ice rod from Radical Sniper. It isn't an ice rod hunt. It's just fire rod from go mode, and that is lamp lock, and that was lamp locked. But again, Radical Sniper does not have a bow, nor the flutes, and he needs to go into to get the flutes, because that is required from Meyer. He doesn't know that the ether is required for Turtle Rock. I mean, he can get the information. He can get the information by just saving and quitting, but the better one is he doesn't have information about the bombos being on Meyer because of the lack of flutes, which is in the same area as Meyer, just in the light world.
Hopefully in Eastern we have something good, but
yeah, it's just we're only a fire rod away from go mode at this point.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, just fire away from go mode. Using that, but Rowland, unlike Radical Sniper, who had gotten the bow from off of Dark Death Mountain, it's going to go ahead and clear this now. Using that came to good use to hold down the switch. And I was going to bring up something that Artale had mentioned as well, because everyone else had sequence broken Hera. Hydropower is one dungeon behind the curve from everyone else. Eventually, it will be 2. But I would also and also doesn't help with the fact that he's on still on Master Sword, which we already know. We know the Master Sword was in the petting zoo area below the big chest.
Yeah, that is a big disadvantage.
The damage potential between Master and Tempered is like night and day. It is very clear and unequivocal.
I mean, and he has the hammer too, but that's still like that only works to a certain point.
Yeah,
because the hammer does the same damage as the tempered sword, so maybe he'll realize it. I don't know. I'm kind of just thinking like how he's gonna plan this out.
Yeah, I think with this situation, if you go into here, if so, Hydropower will if he gets into go mode, he's going to just commit to finishing up the dungeon here. However, there is still a possibility that a sword could be picked up, or there could be another sword out in the world. Look, there is still those 4 swords. There is another sword out there. Not everyone else is not going to get it, but if Hydropower gets another sword that's not from Hera, he could get bailed out.
Yeah.
But then that also leaves with that leaves with the dungeon disadvantage that was originally brought up. Because now, as far as the lead, as far as who's going to have the lead here, as far as like with the dungeon count, it's Rowland. He's going to go ahead and finish up Eastern here, and that will bring it. That is a 3 dungeon lead behind Hydropower, and oh hey, Radical Sniper is heading into Desert, or not? Probably gonna go. Okay. Going into Agina's Cave. That's fine.
Didn't Agina's Cave have was it a heart piece?
I think so. I don't know.
Okay.
It wasn't anything important, but But if Radical Sniper does not save and quit here, okay, good. He's going into Desert, so that will give him the flute. So he's on the right track here. Now now the time difference between Radical getting this flute and then everyone else getting it is between, well, at least from GFE and Ralentang here, is pretty apparent because they alongside Radical Sniper had already finished up, had also all went into Swamp together. But it was Radical that decided to not continue forward into Desert until now, and that was hurting him because now he's going to get the flute late, and he might be feeling a little bit bad about it.
Yeah.
At least it's a appended Desert, so even if it's a, I think there's like we found both items anyway, so he'll get up. It's gonna be, he won't have to finish the dungeon anytime soon. And oh, there's a second man in the boss. Ooh, right, and right, because there's no fire source. We didn't have a fire source going in. Right. And we still don't have a fire source. So Relen, while we were talking about that, finished up the Armos Knights. That is now 5 crystals. It's actually a 2. So hydropower is actually on a 2 dungeon disadvantage here. Radical Sniper is getting the flute here. We'll activate it sooner or later. You'd think the Samaria block is spitting as fire. Well, I think it's just mainly. I think it's like an energy, kind of like the energy from like a red mimic or a red Zizak. I think that's why I think it is. Rowland, going to check out the big bomb. Since Rowland had already finished up both of the dungeons, both of the crystal dungeons, go and take advantage of the fact that there is a bomb turn-in awaiting for him. I think it's a fair play to make. It's pretty early in the game. It's still kind of early.
Rowan, because he needs to get, 2 more crystals? If he doesn't find silvers, then I feel like he's just gonna just chance it and go silverless on Ganon.
Yeah, with that fire rod putting him in the go mode, this is a silverless fight. There is no way he's gonna get that silvers anytime soon. He's in go mode. So subpower go mode for Ralentang here. A very nice seed overall. Sure, it's not in not logical go mode, but it is still go mode nonetheless.
Which personally, I've never done silverless Ganon, so I don't know how it is, but I feel like I've seen Rowan play a couple times, and he's a pretty skilled player, so I feel like that he'll just chance it and do it. Plus, he has that fairy still in the bottle, so...
Right. And there's actually something that Arteo's pointing out in the chat. There is that fire rod is lamp locked. Now, the logic may expect you to use the fire rod to get to the back of Eastern, because there was a big key that wasn't in the big key chest. Under normal circumstances, that is a legal. Oh, that's true. Yeah, right. It's fire locked too, and Hero was fire locked too, because they sequence break, they broke it, but under normal circumstances, Fire Rod can be a legal item for the back if the big key is not in its vanilla location in Eastern. But because of the fact that Hera was also fire locked, and everyone else Hera potted. That lamp is a key part of that logic. So the logical implications about the Eastern Palace Fire Rod is invalidated.
Now we just passed the 1 hour mark by 1 minute and 32 seconds, and this seed is very generous. I mean, it's a 1 hour go mode for Rollin. Radical is still trying to find what is it? A fire source for go mode. Hydra a little bit behind, I think over a couple things, but he might make it back up. And then GFE is I think almost on the same pace as Radical Sniper, sorry.
To answer a question in chat from Gamut Shu, the flippers are in Ice Rod Cave. Okay, so we're dealing with Dark Mire. I've dealt with this before, and it is not easy for those starting out. It does take time. Namely most of the troubles kind of stems from that first room in Mire, the shooter room. But I found that if you hold your sword out to the right, and then go left as far as you can go, and then move roughly about a tile down. Tile being about a tenth of a second, about a half second or so, and then pick up the pot, and then place your Samari block down. I can get it most of the time. That's how I do it. It does take practice though. Much like a lot of these tech. And they've been practicing for a long time. And it's a good reason why you should follow them. They're putting on an excellent performance. They have risen to the top of the community, and these are some incredible runners. GFE, a long-time member of the community, and has done a lot of good things, and is really good at what he does. Round Tank, you're a prominent German player. Still very much experienced. Hydra Power also really good as well, and Radical Sniper, who came out of the 2020 Mentor tournaments, still is an incredible player. No, actually, I don't think it was. No, it wasn't. I don't think it was from the Mentor tournament. Actually, I take that back. He just came in and just started to really go to town, and make himself really well known within the community. He actually participated in the last year's League season, which, by the way, League is starting up pretty soon. There will be some information coming soon about about the teams. I don't know the data of the reveal stream. At least we don't have the information about the reveal stream yet. But it's let's just say it's going to be quite a shout.
Also, real quick, a big shout out to our tracker for tracking over 4 people in this race. I mean, I couldn't do it, so just give a big shout out to him.
Okay, so Radical Sniper now heading into the in the dark maze of Turtle Rock. It's funny, I actually had a lot of trouble with this this one just recently, and I've done it before. It is doable. I think I had the timing all wrong. At that point. That mushroom is pretty funny to honestly. I don't know if Radical Sniper even I think Radical Sniper picked it up, but that actually is going to be a problem for Radical Sniper because that will put him away from that fire that I would imagine. And since we know that there's no lamp, there's no lamp in the back. He's gonna have to get out of there. The mushroom being where it is though could be a piece of information as far as the lamp is concerned. If in that case, if the lamp was on oh no! I'm take that back. No. It can't be. The mushroom can't be anything. You need the fire rod for that anyway. Never mind. Right, and he doesn't have a fire rod to begin with. So the mushroom and Radical Sniper doesn't have a fire rod to begin with. So he doesn't have the mushroom. So that's so the lamp is still unknown as to where that could possibly be. If I had to reason to guess, it would have to be in. There's not a lot of checks left. It's not Skull. I'm
calling it GT. I'm calling it. It's in GT. Lantern is.
Still, that can't be there because you need the fire rod because you need the fire rod for Hera because that's the key.
Oh yeah, never mind, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, the key is Hera because that's holding all the logic together as to where the lamp is at. It has to be. It's probably earlier than. It has to be earlier than Hera. And it can't be. I don't think it could be ice. It can't be ice either. Cause, oh no, it can't. It can be because the Bombos is there.
By the way, Ice Rod Cave had the flippers in it.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah. You could go into Green Planet Ice to find the lamp. And that is because that is illegal. That is legal for a legal place for it. Because the Bombos, you can use the Bombos to get through the freezer rooms. And it's also illegal one for Cold Stare. You can use that. You can use it to get rid of the shell. Hydra going to go ahead and get the silver arrows from off of the bumper ledge here. So, and yeah, I think the lamp has to be in ice. Like if there's nothing else left in the overworld, as far as I'm aware, that can have it. We've checked pretty much a lot of the overworld stuff, and if there already is an overworld spot, I don't know what one it could have been.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like right now where.
It has to be ice. Like
Yeah.
Ice has to be like ice has to be. Given the equipment that's given to us right now, like that our current equipment that we have, or in the equipment that we had earlier, ice was a play that you could do. Now there's no shame in not doing ice because cane, because going into ice powers without a cane is pretty bad. Because Icebreaker has made things it made ice palace a lot more tolerable, and no one wants to go ahead and just do an ice palace, ice palace bomb jump. And speaking of ice palace, we're going to see Hydra Power do this in an attempt to find the fire rod, which we know is on the pyramid fairy, which is unfortunate. Ralentinkier has 7 crystals, so we're going to start up the guessing game here. There's 21 chests and a single torch. That makes up a total of 22 possible checks within GT. You guess a number between 1 and 22, and if you hit it exactly, or if you're close to it, then good. Then you win, and it's good on you.
And you get 5 imaginary cookies. Yeah, there's your prize.
5 imaginary cookies. Like yeah, like those little internet like those a little meme. It's like, oh, like back in the day, it's like, oh, if you do this, you win a cookie or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess 7 here. I guess there's no one else who wanted to do it. I guess we can. Since I'm generous, we can just keep the game guessing going. I guess. I don't know.
I'm guessing 12.
Yeah. So there's a small key that is of 2, and we're gonna go ahead and I'm going to the right here with that key in our hands.
Got 9 as a guess. $22. These are some pretty good guesses.
Yeah, 22 if you're going to go for if you're hoping for tile room. So here comes 3, 4, 5, and 6. The 3 is 5 rupees. That could be anything. 4 is 300. 5 is 10 arrows. 6 is a 20. So the good thing about Hydra Power. So I guess the one thing that's nice about Hydra Power's dive into here is that we'll get information about if the lamp is here or not. All right, number 7 is a small key. It is a key, but it's not the one I was looking for.
All right, 9 is still good so far.
Yep. 8, 9, 10, 11. Here comes 8. That's 20 rupees. 9 is a burner.
Oh. 10. Watch it be. If it's 12, then I get free cookies. Awesome.
That would be fun. That would be funny if it was. I mean, you could still win. You could still win if you were close, like closest one to it. There's still 22 on the table. There's 12, so there's
that was 12.
So you could still. I mean, you could still win by closest one. Who knows? hydropower going into
13?
yeah, 13, 14, 13, 14, 15, 16. And we're seeing cold stare fight from hydropower. We're still looking for the lamp. $15. Since you were the closest one without going over, or the closest one to it, and then also if you were going to go by Price is Right rules, closest one without going over. So nothing out of ice, but we get a green pendant that could lead to the lamp as well.
Oh yeah.
Because
I totally forgot about
Or no, I take that back. Oh no, the lamp was on Cold Stare. Never mind.
Oh.
So there you go. There's that logical implication. There's that shows up the logic here. So Radical Sniper also going into Ice Palace will get the lamp, but won't be. And we'll get the lamp, but that does lead into the fire rod, as far as logic is concerned. That does sew it all together. But it's still on the hunt for the fire rod and the bow for Radical Sniper. And Hydropower is about to get the fire rod to put him in something to go mode.
So Hydropower is the only one with the lamp right now, which is a little tiny advantage.
Yeah, it's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but at least it ties up, it does sew together the logic.
Yeah.
Oh, Radical Sniper does have the bow. Alright. So it's just on the hunt for so it's just the hunt is on the hunt for the fire rod. I guess the nice thing about this is that once Radical Sniper does get the fire rod, does get the lamp, that could lead him directly over to that could lead him back over to where the fire rod afterwards. So as GFE is getting the 7th and final crystal, Rowland's into Wizrobes. Now, I would think Rowland would check the remaining the 4 chests up top of GT, solely due to the fact that he might be wanting to look for silvers, because silvers are on the table, and we know where the silvers are. Just that Rowland did not see those. Rowland waiting at the timer here, waiting at the timer for the door, because he doesn't want to get jingle glitched, which despawns all the sprites on top of GT, which includes Moldorm 2 and Agatu. And you have
he is now. Wait, what? Sorry.
And I was gonna say, if he were to get jingle glitched, he would have to restart the entire climb.
Yeah. Now, quick question. So basically, there is I don't think it's a glitch, but it's a kind of skip you can do where you quickly tap the dash button on your boots to skip through this entire fight. Is that legal in the race, or is that?
It is hovering. Hovering is legal.
Yeah. Okay.
I personally, I'm not consistent with the hover, but I have gotten it a couple times. Okay, Rollins actually not even bothering with the top 4 chests. He's just gonna go ahead and run this in. Just go ahead and run in the Silverless fight, which I think is fine because it's like Silvers are like Silvers is more of a convenience with this flag set. You don't need it. You don't necessarily need to get the Silvers because since they're separate.
So what are you thinking? Is he gonna do silverless Ganon, or is he just gonna try to find his silvers?
He's gonna do Silverless. He's so close to finishing the game. You may as well just forget about the Silvers and just get it going.
Yeah, just do it. Yep. Let's see how silverless Ganon goes for him.
He should be able to do this without a problem. He's done this in so many times. A lot of these runners have done Silverless a lot of times. I mean, the main tournament this year pretty much had you doing Silverless Ganon no matter what.
Yeah.
Already into phase 3.
It's crazy how fast they can do this. I mean, I can't do this.
I can't. I can sometimes pull it off, but I usually get a 2 and 2, not a 1 and 1.
Yeah.
Because I'm just not fast. I don't think I'm not fast enough to get it down. I don't know that I don't think I have the timing down as to how fast. I mean, I can get a trident spin, but I can't get the other one off. Gets torch quits with the fire rod. For GFE, he doesn't have to worry about this because he's on silvers. Because he does have silvers here. About torch quits, he can let the timer run out here. He could let the timer to despawn this not despawn to make the torch bot just go out right away. But this is looking to be a really nice fight for Rowland. He's going for.
This is a fast, like, he is just doing it with ease, and
I think he's going for triples here, and yeah, that's it.
And he's done.
GG's in the chats for Rowland Tank here. He will be taking first on our race stream. I'll get the official race time for you once he crosses. And it will be an official race time of 1:23.46, good for 3rd place overall amongst 27 runners. The first place finisher was Shady Force with a 1:22.03, and then followed by Hitzion 1:3.37 with a time of 1:23.31. That
GG to that.
That 1:23.31 is basically just a fanfare snipe in 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Very close race between Hitzion and Rowland Tank here. And here is Rowland Tank here for everyone here. GG, excellent performance.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
GG.
That was a very kind seed. It was.
I mean, this was the perfect example of everything working out the way I wanted them to. Like, almost every decision I made paid off in the way I would have wanted them to.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that was left out from you was the silvers that was on the desert ledge. Not desert ledge. Bumper ledge.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, which isn't a big deal in the grand scheme of things with this flag set.
Yeah, I never checked. I'm not even sure if I really would have gone for them, even if I knew where they were. I mean, after I got the cape, I maybe... Oh, if I went there, I would have collected them, but... If I would have checked before Thieves Town... maybe... I don't know. but I didn't need them, so
Yeah,
I'm just glad it wasn't a bow.
yeah. I mean, like I mentioned, it was like with this flag set being the version 30 bows, with the 50 bills being the bow and some arrows being split from each other, there isn't really a whole incentive to get the silvers until you. I mean, it could be a problem if you're having just silvers for the rest of the game. You're still looking for a bow, but given where the silvers were, there was the option to get it or just to skip it. But yeah, you mentioned it was everything falling into place at the way you wanted to. Yeah, it definitely felt like you were ahead for a good chunk of this race. You and GFE were like nearly doing the same amount of checks during the early game. You were pretty much in lockstep. Same thing with Radical Sniper, because both you, GFE, and Radical Sniper all went into Swamp, while Hydropower went over to Village of Outcast, was the first one to get the bombos from the brewery.
Bombos didn't help you all that much earlier. It could have only baited you maybe into Maya without a cane, searching for maybe some fire logic.
Yeah, it actually was your logical access for your logical access to get the lamp from Cold Stare that pieced together the fire rod information, the fire rod logic.
I thought almost so. I mean, with how the items laid out, it kind of pointed you towards ice having something to progress you further, and I would have gone there next after I did the pyramid into catfish into graveyard ledge, bumper ledge route. But yeah, with the fire rod being in the pyramid ferry, that wasn't necessary anymore. Because I knew the fire rod on pyramid ferry itself may not have been that likely, given that both Hera and Eastern require a fire source. But that can always just be the lamp, and with the checks that we had open, I was going for Catfish and Co, checking those items and taking Pyramid Ferry on the chance that's just the lamp popping up, hiding a fire rod in there, which was the case. So yeah, I really can't complain.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like I mentioned, you pretty much hit it out of the park with this seed, but with this race. I mean, top 3 is nothing to shake a stick at.
Yeah.
A bit shaky sometimes in between. That having to go to the refill room is usually not something I'm used to do. I usually can get to GT without, especially if I have the powder to refill on top. But yeah, I didn't want to spend one of the blue potions in case I missed the torch glitch, since I didn't have lamp, and I wanted to have enough spare magic for that. So yeah, took the refill room. So I maybe could have gotten second even, but execution was not there for that today.
Yeah, that's totally fair. And I can say that GFE has finished second on our restream with an official race time of 1:29:30, finishing 7th overall amongst 27 runners. Between Rellin and GFE was Gem, 4th place of a time of 1:25:11. 5th place was Scoople, getting fanfare sniped by 1:25:21. And Dapper Warman, 6th place with a time of 1:27:04.
GG.
And here is GFE in the booth. GG's to you, an excellent performance.
Hey, thanks for the GGs.
That was a great run that you had.
I mean, could have felt better. There's a lot of overworld that could have been skipped. Would have also
Yeah.
been nice if I remembered that I had silvers before all the bosses it would have helped with. That's one thing about the functionality with this that I'm not a fan of. If you find silvers before bow, then it does not show up that way.
So what was your overall just thoughts about the seed in general? Like, did you think that like there were some moments where you were just mind blown at, oh yeah, like where do I find this or this? Because I know that lamp, me and a professor was just thinking about like where's like the lamp for like the last 20 minutes of the seed,
Yeah, it has to be
because that
ice
was
ball.
the last item that y'all were missing, kind of, for go mode a little bit.
Yeah, I was assuming lamp would be Ice Palace or Fire Rod, one of the two.
Yeah, it was on it was in Cold Stare.
Who went there?
Hydra and Radical.
Oh man, I was wondering if someone would make the Fire Rod and Ice play.
Yeah,
tempting.
it at least with that logic, because the logic was you had to get the lamp from out of ice to even get a finish hero.
Yeah, that's correct.
And then because
And to finish Eastern, watch
yeah,
it.
and then finish Eastern with that with the big key that you got from the right side chest, which at that point didn't mean anything because you already had the lamp at that point, and then you go up to and then you get the fire rod from off of the Pyramid Fairy.
By the way,
But-
Hydra is in GT now, and Radical is just finished a Turtle Rock and is about to be in GT also. So
Yeah, and Hydra is gonna get the big key here. Gonna go ahead and start the climb. Both runners have silver arrows. Actually, while we're talking, like while we're waiting for these two to finish up, what are your guys' thoughts on this flag set for this up for SG Live?
I like it. I think it's a nice thought out flag set and item pool for the kind of event they intend to have. So
Yeah, I think with the fact that with the hard item pool with this modified hard item pool, I think it's actually a lot. I think not like super easier to get into a hard item pool, but it is still manageable. Yeah, you still have you have 32 heart pieces, but it is manageable to deal with it because you still have you actually do have the reprieve of a blue mail, as opposed to the regular hard pool where you don't even have a mail to begin with.
Yeah, I mean it's a good flag set for the purpose. They want it to be quick, so the boot start helps with that. I've even had a couple of these seeds that were potential sub hours recently, so there's definitely some fast ones out there. The only thing about this particular seed in general was finding the flute in desert felt really good earlier, but later on it kind of punished me a little bit. So I'm not really sure how I felt about making that play after all.
Yeah, Radical was late to get the flutes. All because after getting the blue mail from off of the Bombos tablet, opted to go and head over towards Stumpy and the dig game instead of going into desert.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Out of curiosity, when did you get flippers, Raylan?
early.
yeah, I think that Rylan, if I'm not mistaken, I think that he went to the sewer check and then went to Mini Moldorm and then I think went straight to Ice Rod Cave, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Yeah, so I in the early game I was contemplating, do I go to desert with the book? I didn't have Zora money, but I had the glove, so I kind of contemplated, okay, if the dam does not have anything that points me towards Mini Moldorm and Ice Rod, I probably head to the desert over, get Agina, grab about 100 rupees from the cave so I can do the Zora checks when I do go to Mini Moldorm, but then there were 300 rupees in the dam. I had suddenly had Zora enough money for Zora, and I usually like to do the water walk in that case.
Yeah.
So yeah, went instead over to Mini Moldorm Cave, Ice Road Cave, and when I saw the flippers, I thought, okay, that's great. I take it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I actually my plan was to route from Mini Moldorm to Desert. If I had started at Dam instead and gotten that 300 first, I probably would have done the same route as you. But I was already planning to route over to Desert for that dip, and I didn't want to backtrack over toward Mini Moldorm again. But I did flute and get flippers pretty quick. But I know at least one clown runner out there, Go Moded Swamp, which is pretty ridiculous to get to do that in the sea.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't go for left side, so it's not the worst I had in that dungeon.
Yeah, I went ahead and gambled left side first, just because I didn't figure... I hadn't actually found the map yet, but I was willing to gamble that there was at least some item over there, and I've had so many times when Swamp is available that early, usually there's something in there, just not today.
And Hydra now about to fight Ganon, and hopefully beat him pretty easily since he has silvers.
Yeah, it should be an easy fight. It should be an easy fight. He does also have the lamp in case he wants to go for a torch glitch, which shouldn't really matter because you already have silvers anyway. You don't need to do torch glitch to do the silvers fight.
Which, speaking of, Rollin, you did Ganon silverless like it was nothing. I mean, I can't do it personally because I'm not good, but but you did like it was a breeze with you. So
I mean, it's basically the one fight you have to do in almost every seed in some kind.
yeah,
And if you want to play want to play in the main tournament at some point, you will have to do a bit to work on your Ganon fight to get to not lose time there. So yeah.
Yeah, and it was very apparent in the main tournament that concluded several months ago, where you were forced to do this game, to do the silverless Ganon fight because it was on a hard item pool, and there was no silvers. No matter what, there was no silvers in that entire pool.
Yeah. It is not too hard of a fight with Tempered. It's a bit more annoying with Master Sword, but the silver face itself is usually not a problem. You have to get that rhythm down, that pattern where how and when Ganon will shoot the bats and how to dodge them without getting hit. But once you get that, it's basically just keep your focus and not mess up.
yeah. And Hydra is just now finishing, and I'll call the time with the official race time of 1:39:41 GG to Hydra.
1:39:38 rather.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. I got you there. 13th place overall. Between GFE and Hydropower was Matt 7898, 8th place with a 138. 130, 1 minute 30 minutes and 8 seconds, just to be clear here. Asder, 9th place, 133.59. 14th of June, 10th place, 136.27. 11th place, Korite, 2 seconds later. Fanfare sniped pretty hard there. 12th place Freddy N3K 138 flat, and then Hydropower obviously 138 39. Oh, and then just wanted to bring this up too. Scottish Brave just 1 second later, 14th place 139 39. 139 39 between 130 compared to 139 38. That is as close as you can possibly get. Right there, just between like literally a second from each other, compared to like the one before where it was just like Vortex and Korai, where it was just 2 seconds apart. Sniper about to go into his Ganon fight. And there's Hydropower in the chat. Won't be able to do an interview today, but GG's to everyone. GG's to Hydropower. Excellent performance all the way through.
Great job, Hydra. Let's see how Radical handles Ganon.
Did get the good corner. You're able to spin constantly and finish up phase 2 a lot faster. As we're just having a bit of downtime before Radical finishes here, I will say that coming up on the schedule, currently on SG2, we have some Metroid Fusion Rando tournaments started going on in Speed Gaming 2. I'm assuming that the Metroid Fusion from Speed Gaming 1 had already finished up, but there will be another Metroid Fusion on that channel, Metroid Fusion Rando on that channel, and then on this channel as well, Speed Gaming 3, another Fusion Rando. So if you like the new Fusion Rando, go ahead and watch that. It is interesting. I have never played Fusion, Metroid Fusion, but I heard it is a pretty good game. GG's to Radical Sniper. As I'm about to finish that up, I'll get the official race time as well, finishing with a official race time of 1:33:02, finishing 18th overall. And between Hydropower and Radical Sniper, like I already mentioned, Scottish Brave finishing just a second after Hydropower. But then there's your Schemati, 15th place of 141.04. 16th place was Mr. Scrap Ninja 2 to 142.17. And Iron Gamer 4565, 17th place, 142.46. And here is Radical Sniper. GG.
GG.
I guess.
GG.
Yeah. The bow and the bow, not the bow, but the fire rod and the flute, I think was like the biggest thing that was kind of the put you a little bit behind there.
I didn't even feel bad about the flute. Like, I'll be honest, I thought the flute was fine. Like, okay, I avoided desert for a while. It's cool. What did it give me? Nothing. Like, I broke the mountain, got everything I needed to go do everything else. It was just, I got the bow and I was like, oh, you know what? Let's go into Turtle Rock. When has Fire Rod been in Turtle Rock? Plenty of times. I've skipped first chest Fire Rod, and then it gave me every key needed to get through Laser Bridge.
Oh man, you're right. That key setup.
Yeah, that key setup was perfect to get the Laser Bridge.
Pay attention to that. Oh no.
So, like, I went there and did that, and then I went into Mire thinking, 2 checks, maybe I'll find something. And I get nothing. And I'm like, I can't even beat the boss. And then I'm like, Ice Palace, it's Rule of Fire.
I mean, you weren't wrong.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
The logic was great.
The logic wanted you to go into Ice Palace to get the lamp, and not led you to the fire rod.
Logic was definitely strong in my mind. It just wasn't what I wanted to see.
Yeah,
It's too bad for you,
and it makes
Fire
sense
Rod,
that if you put out the flute for as long as you did, it's just that everyone else had gone into desert at that point. After Swamp. Well, at least in Hydropower's case, he actually went into Village of Outcasts, while you, GFV, and Rowland all went into Swamp.
it just felt too strong, honestly. Like
Yeah, swamp felt too strong. I
hook,
don't see how
mirror, flippers, hammer. Like I had considered actually going to desert right after Mini Moldorm Cave, and I felt great when I got flippers out of Ice Rod. Because I was like, okay, I know I'm staying away from Agina and desert, but this is good. I got flippers. Somebody's gonna inevitably miss it. It just turned out that it was the perfect item to go back for flippers if you went to desert early.
Exactly. That's exactly what I did.
It makes sense. It makes sense too. I mean, no disrespect at all. I mean, it just that given the circumstances of the logic, and that fire rod pretty much just was like a rude awakening for that for at least on from the logic side.
Yeah, no, I played a gamble and I was like, let's just try something a little different today. You know, it's the daily race. You try weird things and hope that it turns out in your favor. Yeah. Would I do this every other race? Not a chance. Like, but I figured it was worth a shot today, and then the keys just played tricks on me.
Yeah, and it happens. The turtle luck play. I personally like if you fire out this turtle luck. Like most of the time, you get kicked out.
But and that's what I was waiting for. I like every check. I'm like, don't be a small key. Don't be the big key. Don't be a small key. And every time was just like, no, here you go. Keep going.
Yeah, so. Because if there's that caveat that if you got small keys and if you got small keys, then you're going to Laser Bridge and that costs you time.
Yep. And I wasn't gonna preserve a portal there. Like that was not at all a thought for me. So.
Right. Okay. I guess now that everyone is all finished up, you guys have any final thoughts? Go ahead and sound off.
Just thank you guys for the commentary, Ringer and Master Gaming.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you for racing too, because that was a really fun race to watch. And I'll go follow our racers real quick, and go follow Professor and our tracker. Arterial, I think I butchered that,
yeah.
But they are two amazing people, and yeah, and our racers, they're just amazing people, and thank you so much.
For sure, yeah.
Thank you so much. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
For SG Live, gonna see a lot of this mode coming up in the near future. So,
yeah, SG Live is coming up really soon. Qualifiers are coming up really soon as well. The 12th.
I think that it was on the 16th when they the
16th rather. That's right. I have like the dates all mixed up. I think I have something on the 12th.
I was gonna say between practicing for this and League, it's gonna be wild.
Yeah, League is good. I cannot wait for League.
Huh.
This is gonna be an amazing couple months.
Yeah, fall is going to be action packed. You sub to you should be following the Speed Gaming channels and keeping up to date with that.
Because I know that I'm gonna be watching a lot of it, because I'm just really excited for all this, and
yeah,
there's gonna be a lot.
Anyway, so tomorrow's daily race is going to be Overworld Glitches at 11 p.m. Overworld Glitches is a glitch mode. People are going to be taking advantage of major glitches that are in the overworld to get around, and we'll have some really talented glitch runners for tonight, and for tomorrow night, and I might join in on it just to explain some stuff. I don't know, depending on what I'm feeling like that day. But with that being said, thank you everyone else for watching, and take it easy, everybody, and have a good rest of your day.
Yep. See y'all later.